Welcome, welcome. If you're watching this is for you. Today's topic, watch how you let people talk to you. This is serious. Be mindful of how you're letting people affect your day. Let me give you a couple scenarios real quick for you to think about. Imagine like a king or a CEO, a Mark Zuckerberg. Imagine how their days go. Imagine them waking up in the morning, maybe waking up to a butler with a cup of tea and some pancakes right at the side of their bed. The first thing they probably hear is, "Good morning, sir. Here's your tea. Could I get you anything else?" In the softest, most kind tone. Then there's the wife, the children, some love, some pleasantries, some kiki kaka. And then imagine the next step is you get to the bathroom, have a nice shower, whatever. Then maybe you meet a secretary in your office, your secondary room, and they're like, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Here's the breakdown of things that happened while you were asleep. Here's what's going to happen later. This is your schedule. Is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything I can get you?" Then there's maybe a driver, breakfast made for you, a chef greeting you kindly. You sit down, have breakfast with the fam, giggles, laughs, everybody's treating you respectfully. Driver takes you wherever you have to go. You get to these meetings. It's you walk in the building, everything is stopping. Like, "Hey, how are you doing today? Coming through. Here's your chair." You get to the office, everybody's respectful, everybody's looking at you highly. Have a full day, maybe go do a workout, maybe go get a massage. Every person that they interact with is going to reinforce how confident and powerful and mighty and peaceful they feel with themselves. There is nobody during Mark Zuckerberg's day or during a king's day, a queen's day, who's going to sneer at them or insult them or condescend to them or make a little insult to them, take a little jab at them like, "Oh, I like those shoes." Or, "Here's your coffee, sir." Or, "Why didn't you do the dishes yesterday?" There's nobody in their day, 99% of the time, if they have a driver, you're not worried about people in road rage flicking you off. You're not driving. So from when they wake up to when they go to sleep, and then they wake up and go to sleep and do it again, everyone is talking to them with the utmost sincere respect. Imagine those people. They're looking like, this is a CEO, a billionaire. This is a king. This is a queen. Oh, like I'm lucky to even be able to talk to them, to even have a role in their life. Let me be very mindful of my tone and the way I say things. Let me make them feel good so that they can keep being a king, so that they can keep being a CEO, so that they can keep me employed and keep paying me $1 billion a year to be their chef. That reinforcement, that tone that people take with them throughout their day is going to help them live a better and more focused life. If you're a CEO, a king, with all these things you have to balance, and there's somebody, "Here's your coffee," you're going to fire that person instantly, because that's going to cause you an irritation that now you have to dread when your coffee guy comes, and you have to think about, what's wrong with him? What did I do to make him treat? Snap, gone. Next. New assistant, new coffee guy. "Hello, sir, here's your You don't even want to have to take a second to even think about why that person spoke to you like that. You can do the same thing with your life. Think about how they feel about themselves and who they allow to talk to them certain ways. And now consider how you feel about yourself. I feel like Mark Zuckerberg. I feel like the king of my life, of my world. And anybody who doesn't reinforce that, I'm going to ignore. Why would I have to talk to you? Why do you have to talk to anybody? This can be tricky if you're dealing with a customer facing job where you have to deal with, let's say you're a cashier and now you got to deal with all of these attitudes, disrespectful people, unhappy people, mad people. Let's say you have coworkers who, some coworkers are cool, some coworkers are B's, BB words. Some bosses undermine you, condescend to you, step on your toes, make your days hard. When you have to interact with these people, that might hurt your ability to just cut out who you don't want to, but you can control that. But I'll get to that talking a bit more about myself first. I won't talk to anybody who talks to me like, oh, like, here he comes. Why would I even go to that place? You imagine what I'm like, can you guess what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple friends of friends that I have who I know if I go hang with this friend, I'm going to have to trade insults with this guy. He's going to be making jokes and little snickers because that's just his personality. He just jokes and belittles people. I'm not going to go to that place. This is probably going to make my ex a little salty, but I stopped trying to do the joint parent event thing with her. Killed that. Cut that out. We weren't together any longer, but we're still doing stuff together with our son for his benefit. And we even took a trip with my family, and she was with us, but too condescending, too rude, too like nonchalant toward me. Like if I'm making some happy suggestion, oh, what you think about this food place? Let's go here. She's whatever. Regarding me as if I'm like a deadbeat because I don't work a 9 to 5, which is pretty stupid if you think about it. Because say I worked a 6-figure job that I had, say I still had that job. I worked, let's call it 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. If I worked 8 to 6, Monday through Friday, I would not be as present of a parent as I am now. Not only would I only have him fully on the 2 weekend days, but I'd also be trying to do extra stuff for myself on the weekend. Like, oh, I got to go out for drinks, or I got to go get a massage, or I have to go decompress from my. So isn't it kind of scary how money dictates the way people treat you? What's better for your son is to have an unemployed present dad. Stop thinking about money. Think about what's right. So you should almost be treating me even more considerate and better since I don't have a job and I am such a present and focused dad with no deadlines, no money bills on my mind. But we had some rough patches and there was a lot of financial pressure on her, so I don't blame her. And when I didn't have a job and I wasn't able to help her in those financial situations, she's kind of told me like I had to stop treating you nicely, like for my sake. And it was like getting to me because I'm like, I'm not a deadbeat parent. I've never been MIA from my son. Like I just abandoned him and don't want to talk to him. I just don't work a 9 to 5. But she was treating me so like if I say something and whatever, and now my head goes down. My son is seeing that. Babies are aware of everything. They're aware of energies and tones. So when he hears his dad excitedly saying something to his mom, and his mom is just like, what you say? It's going to be like, wow, he's not worth respecting. Look at how she talks to him. That's having a negative effect on him. But I wasn't even thinking about that portion. I was just thinking about myself. Like, I don't feel like this guy, like you talk to me like the worthless ex who doesn't do anything, who barely does anything for his son. That's not me. So I told her, like, can't hang out with you. Clip, cut. No more joint parenting things. If he's doing football practice, can't be there with you. Gotta miss football practice. Sorry, son. Catch you next time. I'll go next week. We'll alternate. Whatever. And my life has been immensely better since then. Really. Like if you have cousins who you know are gonna take jabs at you because that's their personality. If you have friends that if you hang around, you know there's gonna be some comparison battle. Like, oh, you didn't get a job yet? Uh you still working out? You still I'm not talking to those people at all. I won't talk to anyone. Me and my mother. I don't want to throw her under the bus, so this isn't a shade to her. That's my mother. I love her to death. But I was getting a little harsh with some things like stop scrolling, stop BSing in the morning, do some things for yourself, focus up. And she would be a little rude back to me, as a response. Like, I'm tired of you telling me what to do. So I'm stumping around, I'm slamming dishes, and I'm like, is something wrong? She said, I don't know what you're talking about. Boom, cut. Not talking anymore. Not to say like I'm not talking to my mom, but not about to be hanging out with you and stuff if you're going to be rude to me. And that's about it. I will talk to myself. I will just be with my son. And that's it. I have a couple friends who talk to me respectfully, that talk to me encouragingly. We give positive affirmations to each other. Like, how's your day going? Excellent. How's your day going? Marvelous. What you got going on? Boom, boom, boom. What you got going on? Boom, boom, boom. But that's it. And I feel great about myself. I went to visit my grandmother and my aunt in Florida, and my whole life they've treated me like royalty. And it's like, why? Why even makes them feel I'm so special to treat me like this? So after I visited them, I was like, I can just hang out with them. I'm coming back. See, you guys want to come? See you guys next week, or because like y'all made me feel great. Y'all made me feel important. So I left there with my chest out, like, yeah, I am cool. Like, even though I don't have money, even though I don't have I do have money, haha. Even though I don't have a job and a Bentley, that's irrelevant to them. They're talking to me like, what's up with you? Like, what's on the king's mind? Like, good to see you. And it startled me. Like, oh yeah, I'm the man. Forgot I was the man talking to this person, making me feel like the smallest person in the world because I don't have a 9 to 5, which means I would be in my son's life 5 days a week less. Isn't that fucking stupid? And then you will respect everybody who I'm talking about, would respect me more for working a dead, dead tired job, 12-hour days, $1 million salary, never sees his son. But everybody would treat me better. Here I am. That's getting off the topic. Watch how people talk to you. That's more important than what I'm trying to say. You don't need to have a significant other who catches fits with you and then talks down to you for 3 weeks because they're mad about the way you hugged that girl at the club 3 weeks ago. So now they gonna be slightly snide to you for 3 weeks. Women to guys. If a guy's jealous of something and he's mad at you for a couple days and talks lesser to you, talks down to you because he got mad at you about something, but isn't communicating that he's just mad at you. He's just choosing to cut it out. Why? Why do you need to talk to anybody who doesn't reinforce you feeling confident? The people who talk to Mark Zuckerberg don't want to give him any negative thoughts because they want him to keep succeeding and striving. So the people around you, if they really love you and they don't want to throw you off your square because you're doing what you're supposed to do, it starts with you. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, people who love you do not want to interrupt that. They're like, I don't want to aggravate him by telling him like, oh, you didn't take out the trash for the second time in a row. You should be taking out the trash if that's your duty. But somebody doesn't have to agitate you, make you feel bad because they're mad. They can take out the trash before they get mad at you about it. You understand what I'm saying? That can kind of put back into like the perspective of a relationship. Before, like if you wash the dishes every night, So say you worked a longer day than usual, so you missed the night. Before the other snaps at you, they could just wash them. And then tomorrow they could say like, hey, noticed you didn't wash the dishes yesterday, but I washed them, so it's no problem. You want me to wash them once a week now? That's beautiful. That's teamwork. Somebody who's gonna puff and pout at you and you don't know why, and now you're having a rougher day because you're like, seems like they weren't as nice to me this morning. They didn't give me a kiss before work. I wonder now you're spending the rest of your day instead of enjoying the day like you usually do, instead of being productive and hitting your goals like you usually do. You're thinking like, why this person talk to you roughly? That's throwing you off. And they're just egotistical. They're just like, they didn't wash the dishes. So now I'm mad because I wanted to clean this morning to put my eggs on, and now I have to do it. I'm taking that out. Now that negative energy, even though it didn't come from a bad place, you worked longer. You weren't being an a-hole. You just went to sleep without washing the dishes one time. And then in the morning, it's like, oh, I left out for work. I couldn't get to them. It's not like you were offending the other person, but they are letting it manifest that way and now creating this negative energy out of BS that they're now inflicting on you. When people are road raging against you, what in the world would I care about how somebody else is driving? I don't give a F. You could be the stupidest, craziest driver in the world. I'm going to turn onto another street. I'm not about to blow my horn and flag you down and exert some negative energy towards you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't want to piss you off any further than you already are. That's a positive way of living life. So people might snap at you. This is going back to the earlier point. You might have to deal with some BS coworkers and some condescending bosses or just terrible customers. But you can separate yourself, as in, or you can tell them, hey, I'm not talking to you. You complain too much. Hey, boss, you condescend very much. Can you write down the things you want me to do and slide a note to me? Because when you talk to me, that might not be something that you can do. You know, if you have a customer facing job and you get rude customers, I was pretty rude to this TSA lady and she just walked away, like switch off, didn't say one response to me. I respect that because it's like, you don't have to engage. So I'm just trying to, some people have call center, like phone type calling jobs. Maybe you can't always get this. Everybody's not going to treat you like a king, but you can present yourself as confidently and best as possible and try to get a positive reception wherever you are. Like if you greet me, I'm going to greet you well because that's how I want to be greeted. If you speak to me, I'm going to speak something positive to you because that's how I want to be spoken to. So if you tell me you have a trip planned to South America, I'm not going to say don't get kidnapped, like, and put something negative. I'm going to say something affirming and positive. You know what I'm saying? No offense to anybody who does say stuff like that. But you can create and live in a totally different world than you're currently living if you control how people talk to you. So if you have a significant other, a spouse, a situationship, a side piece, a friend, a cousin, somebody that you deal with on a regular basis, you can tell them like, look, we have a problem. You're not going to talk to me like it's a problem, period. Because if you love me, why would you want to bring me down like that? And it might be a wholesome, it should be a wholesome conversation to unpack. Like, well, listen, when you don't wash the dishes, like, and I had my day planned and I expected to get up to clean dishes, it really does affect me negatively. And I'm sorry I took that out on you. And you're like, oh, well, in that case, I'm sorry that I let my day get so long that I forgot to wash the dishes and interrupted your day. The next time, I'll let you know that I had a long day and you can be prepared to wash them in the morning, or you can wash half and and help me, take care of some other errand that I do. And then I'll. everything could be peaceful for you all the time because you're taking control of who you let into your energy. I think that does the topic justice. I don't know if I covered all the examples that I could have. Like, you know, those relationships are really where you get the most of your reinforcement from. So that's where it matters the most. That Washington District example can translate to a lot of things. When you met this person, when that person is happiest with you, you know the feeling that they give you. You know the love and joy that you feel from that person. That's what you got with them for. So the minute that that seems off, do not let it linger and sweep it under the rug. And then 3 months later, they don't even know how this one time you didn't wash the dishes spiraled into just a flurry of now we're just being spiteful to each other because they didn't wash the dishes. They got mad at you. Then you had a bad day. Then you came home upset. Now y'all didn't have that date night like y'all planned to. And now they're mad at you about the date. They're mad at you about washing the dishes. You're mad about work not going well because you were thinking about washing the dishes. And now 3 months later, it's just a chaos. So the minute right now, if your love, if your friend was like, hey man, I know I lost my job, but I noticed that you talk to me differently now. Can we get past that or just not talk? We don't have to talk if we together. Like, if you mad at me because I did something wrong, you don't want to talk to me better, we will talk when you feel like talking to me better. But until then, got nothing to say to you. Treat yourself like you want to be treated and enforce others to treat you how you want to be treated. You do not have to deal with anybody who is treating you less than you think you are. Day in the life, number 36. What have I been doing? The usual, usualmente. Went to the gym Saturday, Sunday, and today. Hung with Sun. Typical. Reading. Hard body. Hardcore. Not playing. That's really about it. Do I have any heart to heart to give today? Focus. Focus on yourself. Focus yourself. Focus, period. Focus. There is a lot to learn. There is a lot of yourself to unlock. There is an unlimited amount that you can achieve just by focusing and pushing the line. Push it to the limit every day. People who have near-death experiences, they come back turned up. Live like that right now. All you need is yourself. You do not need somebody to believe in you. People who want to start rapping or singing, they want their friends to buy their songs first. They want their mom and cousins to buy their songs, and then their neighborhood and their city to buy their song. You don't need anybody to believe in yourself and make the songs. Your belief in yourself will trump 20,000 people believing in you. If 20,000 people are rooting for you and you don't do it because you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to get you there. But you believing in yourself will trump 1 billion people believing in you. So focus up. That's today's video. Thank you for watching. See y'all next time.